Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our series. Today, we have got an exciting session lined up for you. We're diving deep into creating a unit converter using React and Tailwind CSS. But there is a twist. Every bit of code will come directly from ChatGPT. While we will be primarily observing and implementing what ChatGPT suggests, we will also take moments to explain and dissect the code as much as possible, ensuring you grasp the logic and flow. Even more interestingly, we will be trying out ChatGPT Vision. This means if we run into any hiccups or unexpected results, we can show ChatGPT its own output. This way, ChatGPT can self-evaluate, potentially spotting any errors or areas of improvements. It's all about collaboration and exploration today, so let's jump right in and see what unfolds. Alright, my React.js project is currently running in the browser. This is the basic code that I have that is currently using Tailwind CSS configured already in it. So let's begin. This is the ChatGPT 4 and here I have provided this prompt. Make sure to follow these instructions. Use React and Tailwind CSS. Develop a unit converter, convert units for length, weight, time, etc. Provide me complete code without missing or skipping anything. The UI should be very attractive, modern, and visually appealing. It should good enough and rich in features to be deployed on the production. So after that, I want to extend this prompt. So for example, I already have Tailwind and React set up. So let's see. Okay, sure. I will walk you through a basic React-based unit converter utilizing Tailwind CSS styling. This will convert the units for length, weight, and time. Firstly, let's lay out the architecture. So first, the components are drop down for selecting the type of conversion, input for the source value, drop down for selecting source unit, drop down for selecting the destination unit, a button to trigger the conversion, display area for converted result, state, selected type of conversion, source value, source unit, destination unit, converted result. These will be the states that it is going to create. So setting up state and UI elements in app.js. So it has created these 5 states as you can see, and it has added some default values. So for example, length for the conversion type, meters as the default value for the source unit, kilometers for the destination unit. Then it has created an array, conversion types, length, weight, and time. And these are the units that it is going to cover: length, and in the length, it is going to cover meters, kilometers, miles, and feet. And in the weight, it is going to cover grams, kilogram, pounds, ounces. Time will cover seconds, minutes, and hours. We will find in the conversation logic we will fill in the conversation logic in the next steps. Okay, it is now working on the HTML and Tailwind code, and also it is using the variables or states of the React. So let it complete, and then we will copy it and paste in our project. Okay. Handling the conversion logic, sorry. Due to constraints of this format, I'm going to show you a simplified conversion mechanism. So these are the conversion rates. This is for the length, and actually it stopped here, so we need to click on the continue generating. So it is adding the values for every unit. So for the time, seconds, minutes, and hours. Now add this function within the app component before the return statement. Okay. And finally link this function to the convert buttons on click. Okay, so let's try that. So first of all, I'm going to copy this code and replace this one. And then I will copy this code. And actually not this one. Let me copy this part of code. So we'll add it on the top of the app component here. And then we need to add this before the return statement. So here is the return statement. So we need to add it here. And then we need to add this on click event on the convert button. This is the convert button. Let's add the function. Okay. Note, this step utilizes direct conversion rates between the units and is simplified for illustration. For more production-ready setup, you might want to further modularize the components, use a more comprehensive library for conversion, and for each conversion rates from an API. Additional features and enhancements can be added to make it richer in functionality. This is a basic design using Tailwind CSS. Feel free to enhance it according to your needs. All right, so let's test it. So this is the converter ready and it is looking great and simple. So let's pick any type, length, and here I will add 10 there. So it will convert from 10 meters to kilometers. So there are 0.01 kilometers in 10 meters. In 1000 meters, we have 1 kilometers. And if you change it, then there is an error. So it did not handle the errors. So let me tell ChatGPT about the error handling. You did not handle errors. For example, I selected from kilometers to kilometers and it threw this error. So I will just give it this error message and it will sort it out and it will give us the updated code. So apologies for the oversight. The error you are seeing is due to the absence of some conversion entries in the conversion rates object. When the system tries to find the conversion rate for kilometers to kilometers, it fails. To handle this, make sure every unit has direct conversion to every other unit, including itself. For simplicity, in the earlier example, I skipped some conversion relations. Provide a check before conversion to handle any undefined rates and update the conversion rates object like this. So we need to add these two extra objects in the length. So in the okay, add other length units similarly. So I will ask it to provide me those others as well. And meanwhile, we can work on this. Add an error handling mechanism in the conversion function. So here I will check if conversion rate is undefined, then we can show an alert. So let's replace the handle conversion function with that one. And with these modifications, the converter should handle the edge cases and provide a better user experience. So let's try without the updated object. And here, yes, so There are 1,000 kilometers in 1,000 kilometers, and if you select something else, it will. Let me actually reload it first. Now, from meters to meters, from feet to feet. So we are getting this error. In order to fix that, I will just use this updated object, and those kind of issues would be resolved automatically. And now let's try it again. If I type something here, now I don't find any error. Now let's try weight. I want to convert from kilograms to pounds. So let's see, 80 kilograms to pounds is equal to 176. And if you want to do that in opposite direction, you can just select pounds here and select kilograms here, and you can use the same number here and convert it back to it, and it is 80 kg almost. And similarly, you can convert from the time as well. So for example, 1 hour is equal. I want to convert hours into the seconds. Invalid conversion selected. Is that? Maybe I need to reload it. I don't know why it is happening. Uh, the time, hours to second. Yes, there is an error. So I have to tell this to ChatGPT that we are getting this error. I am getting error. If I try to convert from hours to second, I apologize for the oversight. The error you are encountering, invalid conversion selected, is triggered by the error handling mechanism provided earlier. This error is raised when the conversion rate is undefined. Upon inspection, the conversion from hours to seconds in the conversion rates object is indeed defined, so the issue lies elsewhere. Let's diagnose the issue step by step. Check the initial state values. Ensure your initial state values don't mismatch with the conversion rates. For instance, if your initial source unit and destination unit are not matching any valid conversion, the error might be raised even before you do anything. Ensure dropdowns reflect the current state. Make sure the dropdowns for unit selection are actually reflecting the current state values. The value prop of the select element should match with the components, etc. Log debug information before conversion logic in the handle conversion function. Print out some debug information better to better understand the issue. Okay, I'm going to copy it. And before the conversion logic in the handle conversion. Okay, go to the handle conversion function. Here we need to console all of these information. And now let's try it again. I will for now reload it. One here, hours, select time, hours and second, and open the inspect element to see the logs that we are going to print. Okay, I can see that conversion rate is undefined. That's strange. These are the logs that I got in console. The issue is evident from the logs. The destination unit is set to kilometers while the conversion time is type is time. The kilometer is not a valid time, which is why conversion rate is undefined, triggering the error. The problem likely stems from not resetting the units when changing the conversion type. Okay, that makes sense. If you switch from, say, length to time in the conversion type dropdown, the unit dropdowns retain their previous values unless explicitly changed. To address this, you can reset the unit dropdowns whenever the conversion type is changed. So update the set conversion type handler to reset the units. So let me search for that. Uh, okay, I think I need to create this function because it is not defined yet. And now update your conversion type dropdown to use this new handler. So we need to add this in this way. Okay, so we have two select, actually one select tag. No, actually we have two select tags. So we will add it to both of these. Actually, it is already there. We are already calling a function set conversion type here and set source unit. So we are already doing something there. So let me do that very carefully. Maybe I should give this code to ChatGPT and it will look at it again and fix it. Look at this code again and fix it. Fix the issues and thank you for providing the code. The issue is when you change the conversion type, the units, both source unit and destination unit, are not automatically adjusted to the values relevant to the user type, new type. As a result, you can accidentally attempt a conversion between two incompatible units. Here is the solution. Reset the units where the conversion type changes. Ensure the default units in the state match the first units in your units definition. So it is providing me some code. So let's add all of this code. Handle conversion change. So we need to add the handle conversion change function here like this. And then on the select, it is asking us to update to the new handler. Okay, let's do that. Similarly here as well. One second, conversion type. And no, actually not here. This is not the right place. We need to set it on the conversion type select. So let's replace this one with this. Okay, great. Now let's try it again. I'm going to reload it. Let's pick the time, hours, 1 or 2 seconds, and convert it. Now it is giving us the correct number. If you want to see how many minutes are there in 1 hour, you can see. You can do that in opposite direction as well, like in 120 minutes there are 2 hours, sorry. And if you use the same thing here, it will show the same value. One last thing that I want to do is that I want to take a screenshot of my current app and I will give it to the ChatGPT and I want to see its opinion that what does it uh, observe in this layout. If there is any room for any improvement. This is the screenshot of what you have made. Now please tell me if there is some problem in this UI UX and should it be improved. If yes, then what are the points that needs to be improved or fixed? So let's see what does it say with that about that image. So from the provided screenshot, the UI is clean, straightforward, which is good starting point. However, there are some improvements that can be made to enhance the UX and visual appeal. Spacing and alignment. Yes, I also felt that alignment and spacing might be improved. Uh, Ensure consistent spacing between all elements. For instance, the spacing between conversion type and the dropdown below, it is more than spacing between the value and its input field. Uniform spacing provides a more organized look. Nice. Field labels. The labels from to could be more descriptive, such as convert from, convert to make it their function immediately clear. Drop down indicator. Consider custom drop down indicators for a modern look rather than the default one. It can make the interface more polished. Activate active states. Add active focus states to the input fields and drop downs. This helps users know which element they are currently interacting with. Button feedback. Provide some visual feedback when convert button is pressed, like a subtle animation or color change. This can be achieved using transition in CSS. Result highlight. The result could be visually differentiated a bit more. Consider a different background or a border to make it stand out. Also, you can label it explicitly like converted value instead of just result. Error handling. Apart from the alert, consider showing error message directly in the UI. A small red text below the button can inform the user of any mistakes or issues. Responsive design. Ensure that the UI looks and functions well on different screen sizes and devices, especially mobile devices where the space is limited. Tooltips are help icons for fields that might require further explanation. Consider tooltips are help icons that users can hover over a click to get more information. Placeholder text. The input field for value could have placeholder text like enter value to guide the user. Visual enhancement. Although the design is minimalistic, you could consider adding subtle shadows, transitions, or even color gradients to elevate the look further. Feedback on success. After successful conversion, you might want to provide feedback like a subtle color flash or tick mark on the mark to indicate success. So let's try to ask ChatGPT to implement all these 12 suggestions. Create suggestions. Now please implement all these 12 suggestions in my code and provide me updated code. Provide me new code. So let's see if it is able to implement all of these 12 nice suggestions. Sure. Let's implement these suggestions in the code. Spacing alignment, field labels, drop down indicators. This requires a bit more effort and is usually done with the libraries like React Select. For simplicity, I'm skipping this for now. Okay. Uh, Active states, result highlight, error handling. We will display an error message instead of an alert. That's nice. Responsive design. I will assure the basic mobile responsiveness using Tailwind's utility classes. Okay, nice. Tooltips or help icons. I will add basic tooltip for the value field, placeholder text, visual enhancement, and feedback on success. I will add a simple check mark next to the result on successful conversion. Here is the updated code. Keep the conversion rates above the component as before. Okay, that's fine. And Keep the handle conversion function. I will just add these states. So in this, we can see conversion type, source value, source unit, destination unit, converted value, error message, conversion successful. So we see some new states here. So let's add them. Next, it is still typing it. We need to click on the continue generation because it stopped in the middle. All right, now let's select all of this text and paste in our app. So in the application, we need to delete the return statement and add the new one. Uh, all right. Now let's go back to the application, and this is what we have. And now it looks much better than before. And also, if I bring my mouse here, right now I don't see anything if I click on that. So anyways, I will ask ChatGPT to fix it. Meanwhile, let me select something. Okay, I can see this. Now I will take a screenshot of this again and I will tell ChatGPT what have you missed so far. Look at this screenshot of what you have updated and tell me what is still missing from the suggestions that you have made above. Okay, submit that, and meanwhile I will check its responsiveness. So let me reduce the width. It is already very small, so I have to open the inspect element to reduce the size further. Yes, it looks very responsive, so I think it is acceptable. So it is saying that from the provided screenshot and comparing it to the 12 suggestions, it is saying that it is done correctly. The labels are also done correctly. Drop down indicators. This requires more effort. It is not implemented. So active states, I provided the styles for focus. We can't confirm from the screenshot alone, but the code was updated to reflect this change. Okay, button feedback. Again, the screenshot is static. Okay. Result highlight. This result seems a bit differentiated, but not much from the other elements. It could be highlighted more. Error handling can't determine from this screenshot. So let's try to produce an error. So I will just leave it. I don't see any error. Right now, there is no way to produce any error. Actually, now I can see the error. So yeah, this is the error. So it will throw error if you don't add anything here. So we will improve that as well. Tooltips. The help icon next to the enter value is present, showing that tooltips have been implemented. No, tooltip is not implemented, so I will mention. Placeholder text. So this is also done correctly. Visual enhancements. There are visual enhancements like rounded corners, shadows, but further subtle gradients or shadows might enhance it more. Feedback on success. Can't confirm from the screenshot, but the code was designed to show a check mark next to the result on a successful conversion. So I can tell it I don't see feedback on success. Please apply the visual enhancements by adding subtle gradients and shadows. What else? I think that's it. Also, there is still need of error handling. For example, I did not put anything in the input, no number, and it crashed. So fix it. So let's see if it is able to do that quickly. Okay, it is saying keep the conversion rate as it is. So here in the handle conversion, we are checking for the empty values and we are using the set error message to update our state for the error. Okay, now let's copy paste all of this code. Okay. Okay, now starting part of the code remains same. We need to, I guess, add this one. Where would we add it? I think it is the div that has the enter value input. So this is the input. So I will delete this one and add this. Let me check it again. Okay, yeah, this is the correct one. Next, we need to add this part, I think, at the end of the code. So this is a button for the convert. So we need to replace everything after that button. Convert. So Okay. Now let's go back to the app and refresh it. I will check the tooltip first. Still, I don't see any tooltip. Okay, now tooltip is visible. That's fine. And now click on the convert. Now I can see an error properly without any alert message. And let's try put some value. And this time I can see the result with a check mark. So that is perfect. And what about the gradient? I did not see any gradient yet. Uh, Add some gradient to the okay, to add a gradient to the body. In this context, the background on the main container, you can use Tailwind's gradient utility classes. However, you can add a subtle gradient to the body of your converter application. Okay. So let me copy all of this, and to the main parent div, I will add this class, all of these classes. Okay, now this gradient, okay, this is good, but we can make it more colorful. Okay, let's try this one again. All right. I think this is acceptable now. Before ending this video, let's quickly take a look at our final code that we have so far in the React and Tailwind. So this is our application where we have everything in one place. And this is the object that contains the data for every type of conversion, length, weight, and time. And the length we have calculation for meters, kilometers, and miles. So if we look at, we have information about the meters, kilometers, miles, and feet, and so on. So similarly for the weight, we have the same kind of information. And in the time, we have this piece of information. In the app, we have these states, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 states. So this state was added for showing the successful message that shows at the end with the check mark. This is the error message that shows in the red color when there is some error. And this will save the converted value in this state. And that is the destination unit. And this is a source value. And this is the units object that has these options. And we have a handle conversion function that has all of the logic that handle that conversion. And in that, we are checking, this is where we are doing the error handling. Like if source value is not provided, if it is empty, or if somebody somehow types a non-integer like string, then it will run this logic. It will set the error message that would be immediately appeared, and it will hide the successful message by setting it to false, and it will terminate all of the process below this line by returning something from here. And if there is no error, then it will keep executing the logic below. So we are calculating, we are getting the conversion rate and saving it in here based on the selected and provided values. And if the rate is undefined, we will set the error message. And if everything is correct, then we will calculate our conversion and we'll set the final value in the converted value, and we will remove the error if there is any, and we will show the successful message. So these are the HTML tags and the Tailwind CSS, where we have designed the layout. We are using the flex column to show the vertical layout. So we have the gradient here. We are using the breakpoints and things like that. So you can see this is really interesting. And here, this is a select tag where we are listening to the change event. If it is something is changed, we will automatically set the conversion type here. And similarly here, if somebody enters some value in the input, it will detect that change and it will update the state through this function. And then if convert from, so if somebody adds something in this input, then we will set the state for the source unit. And again, we are using a loop on this array to get the list of all of the units. And we are converting to, so this is the select, where we will select that in which unit we want to convert it. And this is the button where we will call the handle conversion function. And this is a section where it will use the error message. If there is any error, it will show the error message. If there is no error, it will still be showing the this block of code in both cases, if there is error or not. And if there is a successful message, then it will show it, otherwise not. And it will print the converted value in this span. That concludes our unique coding session with ChatGPT at the forefront. Crafting a unit converter this way, where we mix AI coding with real-time feedbacks loops, is truly a fresh approach to development. The combination of ChatGPT's coding prowess and its ability to evaluate with ChatGPT Vision has added a new dimension to our journey today. If you appreciated this dynamic approach and are eager to see more of such interactive sessions, don't forget to like and subscribe. Your feedback and comments are invaluable, so please share your thoughts below. Until next time, keep experimenting and keep learning, and stay tuned for more adventures with AI and code.